Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a pretty controversial topic. Can Ian Brown actually sing? Before we go any further, I want to make one thing crystal clear. This video is not about hating on Ian Brown or his voice. Ian's a legend and his impact on British music is undeniable. But over the years his vocals have sparked a lot of debates. Some people love them and some people are a little more critical, and I thought it'd be interesting to explore that. So this is just really a way to figure out what's going on with his voice and whether it's fair to call him a singer in the traditional sense. Now I'm really curious to hear what you think as we go through his vocal evolution, from his early days with the Stone Roses through his solo career to his live performances, and trust me, there's a lot to unpack, so don't forget to comment down below with your thoughts, whether you're a die-hard fan or you think his voice has always been a little unconventional. So let's start things off by looking at Ian Brown's vocals when he was in the Stone Roses, specifically their self-titled debut in 1989. This album is a classic, right? But Ian's voice on it was something different. Right from the start, people were struck by his delivery. It wasn't technically impressive, but there was something magnetic about it. His style was pretty unconventional. He was trying to hit high notes or show off any vocal chops. He had a more laid-back, almost detached vibe. Tracks like I Wanna Be Adored and She Bangs the Drums show that his voice was about mood, not melody. There was a kind of swagger to it. It wasn't polished, but it felt real, and that's what drew people in. But of course, not everyone agreed with that assessment. Some critics said his voice lacked energy, even calling it lazy or untrained. It was like he wasn't even trying, and here's the thing, some fans loved that because it felt authentic, while others thought it was a little too nonchalant. But what do you think? Did you love his voice on that debut album, or did you think it was too underplayed? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was that lack of technical ability what made him stand out, or did he hold the music back? I personally think this was when Ian's voice first became iconic. He wasn't trying to be a big singer, he was just being himself, and that's something people could connect to. Fast forward to 1994. And we get the Stone Roses' Second Coming, the album we'd all been waiting for. But while the band had been through their share of drama, Ian Brown's voice had changed too, and not everyone loved it. On Second Coming, his vocals were definitely more worn and rough around the edges. You could hear it on tracks like Love Spreads and 10-Story Love Song. His voice was no longer that breezy, cool sound from the debut album. It had more grit, more growl. And while that worked for some, others felt like it was too much. Some fans said it sounded strained, like his voice couldn't reach the same heights it had before. There's a sense that on this album he was pushing his voice to places it wasn't necessarily comfortable with. Critics like Q magazine said it was gravelly and less polished, which for some was a turn-off. But others felt this new, rougher tone suited the more rock-orientated sound. The Second Coming, it wasn't about hitting perfect notes, it was about creating energy and a more mature sound. What do you think about this shift? Did you like the gritty Ian Brown on Second Coming, or did you miss the smoother, dreamier style of the debut? Let me know in the comments. For me, I think it's interesting how his voice evolved with the music. It wasn't about trying to recapture something, it was a natural shift as he grew as a person and as an artist. But I'm curious what you all think. Now let's talk about Ian Brown's solo career. After the Stone Roses split, Ian went on a totally different direction. He wasn't bound by the band anymore, and you can really hear it in his vocals. On his debut solo album, Unfinished Monkey Business, in 1998 I believe, we saw a much more minimalistic approach to his singing. Gone was the melodic approach of the band days, and in came a more spoken word, almost monotone delivery. Tracks like My Star and FEAR were stark, and his vocals felt more like an instrument for atmosphere than melody. Some people loved this change, they felt like it was Ian at his most authentic. Others though found it a bit flat. Critics said his vocals lacked passion and sounded uninteresting. Pitchfork even called his delivery uninspired, claiming that he wasn't even trying to hit the right notes. But here's the thing, was he really supposed to? I don't think that was his aim. Ian Brown's solo stuff wasn't about perfect vocals, it was about creating a mood. Let's be honest, there's something captivating about the way he speaks, sings these tracks. There's a certain mystery to it. What's your take? Did Ian's solo album showcase a new, raw genius, or did his voice just lose its spark? Were you on board with the more minimalistic style, or did you miss the more rock-driven vocals from Second Coming? Leave a comment and tell me what you think. Now let's talk about Ian Brown live. This is where the debate gets really interesting. If you've ever seen him perform live, you know his vocals are unpredictable, and that's being kind. There are so many iconic live moments where Brown's voice sounds off-key, flat, or even strained. If you've watched any of his 2012 performances, you'll know what I'm talking about. The internet exploded with videos of Ian missing notes during live shows, and some fans even joked that it was the audience doing the singing for him. But here's the thing, there's another side to this. Some fans absolutely love this rawness. There's an energy to his live shows that make his imperfections feel human. It's not about the perfect performance, but about connecting with the audience in the moment. It's real, some say it's raw. I really want to know what you think. Do you think his live shows are an embarrassment, or do you think the imperfections add to the magic? Is it a case of the vibe is what matters, or should he try harder to nail those notes? Drop your thoughts below, I want to hear what you think. So the real question is, can Ian Brown actually sing? Technically, no. He doesn't have the vocal range of some other iconic singers, and his live performances are often a bit shaky, but does that really matter? Ian Brown's voice has always been about mood, vibe and authenticity. He's never been a singer in the traditional sense. He's been more of a mood creator, a presence, and that's what makes him special. His voice isn't about technical perfection, it's about feeling, emotion, connecting with the music. But I'm dying to know what you think. Can Ian Brown sing, or is he more of an anti-singer who's found a unique way to communicate through his imperfections? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any other future discussions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see